What you doing there, Jill?
Well, I took my shoes off. I'm going to see what the water feels like.
All right.
Chilly, but not.
Well, go out farther. Go out farther.
As far as I'm going.
Nah, keep going. Keep going.
Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm John.
And we're the Geezers on the Go.
Go, go, go.
This time we're at Falling Water State Park on the Florida Panhandle. It's a park with a real claim to fame as the highest spot in a sea level state, with Florida's tallest waterfall. The park is located in Chipley, a real old-fashioned panhandle town, located about 40 miles north of Panama City. The park has only 24 RV sites, all with water and electric, lots of trails, a small fishing and swimming lake, and a waterfall that plunges into a sinkhole far below.
There's lots to see inside the park. Besides the trails and scenic Little Turtle Lake, there's the main attraction, the 73-foot high waterfalls that give the park its name. And outside the park, we visited two towns that represent both old Florida, Chipley, and what Florida has become, Panama City, with its kitschy shops, high-rises, and beaches. Finally, we'll give you a quick tour of St. Andrews State Park, one of the busiest state parks in Florida, with its white sand beaches and clear blue waters.
We're here at Falling Waters State Park near Chipley, Florida, along the Florida Panhandle. And our site has water and electric, and I'm not real happy with what I picked, but I didn't have much choice because we had to get this at the last minute because something happened with one of the other campgrounds we were supposed to stay at. As you can tell, it's long and a little longer and easy to get into, but it is so close to number 8 over there, you could practically shake their hands. But if you wanted to and didn't want to sit on that side, you could go around and sit on the back side because it is kind of lots of trees, and one good thing about it is our windows face the trees, so we get to look out at the trees. Like I said, water and electric, and we'll take a look around. This is site number 1 here at Falling Waters. Appears to be a handicap because it's all cement. It's not a very big loop, but that guy right there, that's where the dump station is, so it's pretty easily located. You could probably, from about half the park, you could just probably pull your poop trolley in over to here. This is another site here, but like I said, they're all kind of crammed in here. This looks like another handicap, and that's number 2. Number 3 looks like he's been here a while. He's got all those flowers and stuff. Big cement pull through. And over there, another pull through, but it's a little smaller. Number 5. Number 4 is kind of a short site. And then you come back over to here, we're number 7. Number 6 is right across from us, and their site also is kind of short, as you can see that their car is parked kitty corner. And I said this is 8, which would have been a little nicer spot because at least you have some space next to it. And then number 10 on this side. These all kind of back into the woods back there. And this one's number 9. I have to talk to these people number 11. I think they were at one of the other campgrounds we were at because I recognized their little trailer. Number 12 looks more like a tent site over there. It's kind of short. And then you got 13 and 14, which are kind of odd because you got that guy there and a little sort of pull through over here. I suppose if you were together as a family, it would be a decent spot. But I don't know, kind of, like I said, everything's sort of cramped in. 15's a little short too, and you're, like I said, right next to the guy next to you. Probably this one wouldn't be quite so bad because at least you have some space next to you, and right by, there's two tent sites right there. 16 and 19 are two pull-throughs, and they're still kind of close together, although 19 wouldn't be too bad. It's a little bit bigger, and your door would face out to the open space there, so at least that wouldn't be too bad. You're not looking out at the road. Like I said, there's a couple of tent sites on this side. Nice view looking into the trees. And when you get to the end of the loop, there's another loop, just so you have to go around it to come back where we are at the beginning at number 7. You actually have to come around this loop so you can turn around and have the right angle into the parking area. And that site over there is 21. Up there, that's the camp host. He's number 22. And we'll take a look at the last couple ones up at the top here. And as you make this little loop around, that's number 24. That's the last site in the park. And number 23. And there you have it. That's the whole park. For anyone watching this and you are coming to Falling Waters and you have to come down to the end and you're at the last two sites here in this park, 23 and 24, although 23 looks like a camp post. Normally, as you would come down this road, you would stay to the right and go around the loop and then come back out if you're going down to the other side. But if you're staying in number 23 and 24, it doesn't tell you this, but you should stay to the left, because as you're coming around, it's angled that way, and if you came up that way to the right, you wouldn't be able to get in your campsite. At the end of the campground, there's a big loop, so you can go back down the other way and get in the right angle for your trailer. But there's also what they call a campfire circle. So if you had a group of people and you wanted to come and have a big campfire, you could do it right there. There's a big pit and a couple of benches, and you could have roasted marshmallows. Right behind our campsite is a little trail, and it takes you out here. There's a badminton, or I guess maybe volleyball court, and right behind there's a trail that goes out there towards the woods, and I think it circles the park, so you could take a nice little walk.
Yeah, this park was totally redone about a few years ago, I don't know, after Hurricane Michael.
Right.
And whoever redesigned it was the same guy who did the sardine can and made it smaller and put more sardines in it.
Yeah, it only has 24 sites, and you'd think they'd be a little more spaced out, but they are kind of close together for our liking anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the sites are nice. They made nice level pads, right, and gravel pads and everything.
But they put them a little too close together.
A little too close together.
You could shake hands with your neighbor.
I'll give you an example of how close together they are. I got up one morning before daylight, walked to the back of my trailer, and set off my neighbor's motion sensor light.
Yeah, but anyway.
I think I scared him to death.
But the park does have a couple of nice features. It has first of all, it's the highest point in Florida at 322 feet.
Believe it or not.
And it also has the highest waterfall, if not the only waterfall, at 70 feet.
Well, it's not the only waterfall, but it's the tallest waterfall in Florida.
And it has a nice little lake. It also has some sinkholes and a couple of trails, not too many.
Yeah, and the nearby town of Chipley is kind of interesting, in that they sort of advertise it as Old Town Florida, what Florida was like
years ago.
In the olden days.
Before they built everything up, condos, beaches.
Before it became condos and beachwear outlets.
And there's all kinds of stores. There's a seafood market. There's a couple of nice restaurants. We went to a place called the Crescent City Cafe, which had really good, like, New Orleans style food.
And then we took a little bit longer trip into Panama City because we wanted to go to the beach.
Right. It's about 40 miles, and boy, is that talk about being built up. But we went to a little state park called St. Andrews State Park and sat on the beach for a while. And
sat in line to get in first, though.
Yeah. But it was a beautiful area down there. The water is like emerald green, and it was just a nice day. We're going to take a walk down to the Falling Waters, and it says that this park started in development in 1963 and has an elevation of 322 feet, which is the highest elevation in Florida. It says the water goes over the cliffs, goes into an underground channel, and they had early grist mills in here, and they also made whiskey. I don't think any of that's still here. And here's that little playground that's right before you go down to the waterfalls, and it says, "Welcome to your state park playground, but no pushing or shoving, no bare feet. Do not stand on swings, do not jump out of a moving swing, do not climb on the front of slide of the chute, but have a fun time." This pathway leads down from the parking lot so you can come see the falls. If you have a wheelchair, they have a special ramp there for you. And then you come down here and you can decide which one you want to go first. So what are we looking at, John?
Well, we're looking at the tallest waterfall in Florida. It's 70 feet high. It doesn't look like it here, but what happens is it comes down this hill, it plunges into a sinkhole down below and then into some caverns.
This again is the upper view of the falls, and we were here later in the day and you really couldn't get that much of a view because it was kind of in the shade. Now you can see the water coming down a lot better. As we walk through here, there are some sinkholes. We passed one.
They do love their sinkholes in Florida.
I know, just don't be standing on one when it becomes a sinkhole. The trail going down to the lower part of the falls, and it's kind of windy and not real steep. It's steep enough, but they have some nice benches that you can take a rest along the way. You need to take a rest, John?
Not going downhill, but coming back up, my ass will be in that seat.
And there we have another sinkhole. Just looks like a big hole in the ground to me. They said there's underground caves in this park. That's probably why there's a bunch of sinkholes.
Well, there's supposed to be a cave that leads over to the sinkhole where the waterfall winds up, so that you can stand down there and look up and see the whole 70 feet of it.
Walk down these steps. The bottom of the gorge here, waterfalls. And there's the waterfalls. As you walk down those steps, it gets a little cooler. And then it drops down to 70 feet down into the sinkhole. I guess we're kind of lucky we had rain earlier in the week because the water is coming over the waterfalls. When you come into the park, there's a little sign that tells you how big it's coming over, and it said moderate. So it's not gushing, but it's not too bad. There's enough water to see it go down, down, down into the sinkhole. Across from where campsite 21 is and next to the tent sites, there's part of the trail system here, and if you walk down through there, that will take you down to the little lake. It says it's about a 15-minute walk, and you said it was all replanted with new trees and stuff when the campground opened, so it should be a nice walk. Maybe we'll try that later. A little trail from, I said, by where the tent sites are to the little lake. I'm going to try to take a little bike ride down there and see how long it takes me. Well, taking my bike on this way was not a good idea. It's all rutted and with trees, roots and stuff, so I'm going to go back and get to the lake from the main parking lot, which looked a lot easier. There's a parking lot near the campground, And it's just a short walk from there to Turtle Lake. You're going to see the little lake here. It's called Turtle Lake. And you have to walk across this little wooden bridge. And it's good for swimming. I don't think it's real big. A couple of acres. It looks nice.
This is a little swimming area here at the park. They have a really nice sandy beach. Little bathhouse. And they also have a swimming area. A fishing area. You can fish any place but in this marked off swimming area. And as you can see, they have a little observation deck out there on the other end. And lots of places to fish over there. And a little bit of a hill back on the other side of the lake there. But over here they have some picnic tables and nice little areas to sit and have lunch. And Jill's back in the water again. I can't get her to go out any farther though. She's one of them, she's almost up to her knees now. Oh, she got her knees wet.
Very clear. I always love when they put these little signs here, caution alligators. They're dangerous. Do not swim with the alligators. Well, you can guarantee if I saw an alligator, I ain't going to be swimming with them. There's a little fishing pier here at this turtle pond, Turtle Lake. And you have to, not much of a walk from the beach. So you can bring your fishing poles and throw in a line. We're sitting here down here on a bench, and I just wanted to show you this. I don't know how this person got their bobber way the heck up in this tree. That was some heck of a bad cast to get your bobber.
That's 20 feet up in that tree.
I know. Look, I've come down and we're decked down at the bottom here. That's kind of, well, that was a bad cast, that's for sure. I'm guessing, should I have kept going on my little bike ride from the campground that said it went down to the lake, it would have come out down here, and there's the lake. And could have rode down to there, or continued that way. There's another little trail, and there's a wooden bridge that takes you to the beach area. And if you walk all the way around from the picnic area and bathroom area by the lake and where the swimming area is, you came down this little trail. There is a couple of picnic tables back here and garbage so you could throw away your stuff, and you have a very nice view. Sitting on a log at the end of this little pond here, I guess this is why it's called Turtle Pond. There they go. There's at least a dozen little big turtles sitting on that log.
There's not a heck of a lot to Chipley, a small historic district and some old buildings, and we did find a nice little restaurant. Panama City is an entirely different animal. It is a full-blown tourist destination with all kinds of attractions, including restaurants, beaches, and a very busy state park. Well, we're sitting in a long line of cars waiting to get into St. Andrews State Park in Panama City. We thought we'd drive down here just to see what it was like, and can't say as I'm really all that impressed at first sight, so we will see. Just depends on how long it takes to get in here, I guess. It is Saturday, and it's a beautiful day here on the 1st of March. And somebody just give up. But we're only a little ways away from the registration building now, so we are going to get in. Well, the park ranger told us that the campground itself is closed. Well, it's got a gate and a combination. And
Close to non-campers.
yeah, she refused to give us the combination. Jill did her best begging, but they said that it's too full, too narrow, too busy, and so we're going to drive out to the day use area and take a look. And by the way, she did say too in her defense that St. Andrews is one of the busiest state parks in the Florida system. So, but we're getting out toward the dunes now, and looks real pretty out here. So I'm going to take a look at the ocean if we can get close enough to it.
Made it to the beach area here at St. Andrews State Park. I said we couldn't get into the campground, but we're going to take a look out at the pretty water. We hear so much about it when we watch our favorite show, Beachfront Bargain Hunt, so I'm going to take a walk out to the pier. Well, as advertised, the water is very bluish green, and the sands are very white, as you can tell. And the yellow flag out today says water hazard just medium. So we're going to take a walk to the end of the pier and see if we can see any fish. But boy, the water is very pretty here. Just like an emerald. And that's the main part of Panama City, way at the end. We're sort of at the eastern end of Panama City, kind of a little bit away from things. It took us almost an hour to get down here from our campground, but it was worth the drive just to see the beach here. Maybe we'll be able to come back one day to some of the campgrounds here. Who knows?
Like our friend here, the great blue heron, we'd love to stay a while longer. But Jill has us on a very tight schedule, you know. Glad you could hang out with us on our trip to Falling Waters, and as always, we'll see you down the road.